Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to give another message today. You know, just about not being fearful, being able to move forward, being able to ascend, being able to do the right thing, being able to tell God, thank you. Being able to tell my ancestors, thank you. My spirit guides, thank you. The universe, thank you. The elements, thank you. For the peace, the love, the light, the understanding, for the balance of my halo and my horns. Being able to use my discernment, being able to know when I need to speak up and speak out, not being ashamed, not feeling ashamed, not feeling like I did something wrong, because I know that I'm responsible for my actions. People wonder why I smile. People wonder why I glow. People wonder why I'm not afraid. People wonder why I'm not worried. You know why I'm not afraid or worried? Because I know God got me. I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I know I'm taking the initiative to do the right thing. I know that I'm balancing out the scales, not only of the universe, but of my life. Being able to tell God, thank you for the opportunity to pay my rent, to take care of my responsibilities. Being able to say, I got a roof over my head. I got some food in my stomach. Being able to go to sleep whenever I want to go to sleep and still wake up fully submerged in peace, love, and light. And that right there is something that people take for granted. Why? Because they feel like they have ample opportunities to get their lives right. Well, what about those people that lost their lives, thinking that they had ample opportunities to get things right and do things accordingly? They didn't have that opportunity to ask for forgiveness. A lot of people use repentance as a way of reflecting their emotions and how they feel on other people, trying to guilt trip them, trying to manipulate them, trying to cause them to whether or not they want to bargain with how they feel and how they promote their love, their light, their appreciation and gratitude towards other people. A lot of people want to mirror their own visions for other people. Instead of trying to reflect on themselves and reflect on the time spent, doing all these things. A lot of people wonder why I'm not concerned about material things. Why? Because I know that I have entered the kingdom of heaven. I've entered the kingdoms as above, so below. I'm able to walk in hell and walk out unscathed, protected. A lot of people feel as though because I am an angel and I'm very angelic and very loving that I cannot have horns. See, it's all about intentions. It's all about your reactions and reacting when you're supposed to react. Even though I know people be lying to me and telling me things that are not true, I still smile because I already know the truth. I already know that in the end, I'm responsible for my actions. Not the actions of what other people do, but I have the abilities and capabilities to send karma to people. And that's one of my spiritual gifts that people could not understand or did not want to fathom. Whether or not the scales of justice will be balanced, and me calling in judgment, me calling in God, me calling in my ancestors, me calling in the light and the dark to balance out the scales. A lot of people were sending entities and deities towards me, not realizing those are my ancestors. You're sending my descendants towards me. You're sending my family towards me. So I want to say thank you. Because you've shown me why the yin and yang, the balance of as above, so below is very important. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I have no fear. Because I know that even doing things wrong, I'm ready for the lessons. I'm ready to learn. I accept being a student, not only a teacher and a leader. I can say that I've continued to lead by example. Whether you want to take this exam and take notes, and whether or not you want to learn something from me and pass your test, that's up to you. I know that I qualified for my worth, for my blessings. And the thing is, I'm not worried about man telling me no. You know why? Because you don't control my life, let alone your own life. You walking around with demons on your back. You walking around trying to figure out your next move. But your next move would never be your best move. Because you can't tell the truth. You can't do the right thing. You can't stand on what you've said for the past 30 plus years. And that's people's focal point that they need to focus on. They need to focus on what they did, the obstacles, the barriers that they caused for themselves, the conflict that is conflicting people with their own actions, with their own intentions. People will never get no apology from me. I'm not sorry I walked away. I bowed out gracefully. When I walked away, I spoke to God, and God said it's time for you to leave those people behind. They're not going to take your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding and go in the right direction. They don't care whether you love them and want the best for them. I already know that you want the best for yourself and for the universe. And that right there is enough. The universe is a vast place, with many entities and deities, as above, so below. People don't understand that not only have I earned my halo, I earned my wings. I am an angel of the universe. I am part of the archangels. So when people are calling in deities and entities, demons and summonings, all you're doing is calling in my ancestors, my blood lineage, to serve karma to you. In a form of war, pestilence, famine, and death. All those rituals, people still doing rituals. Why? Why are you still lighting candles, burning candles, chanting? Why are you still trying to undo what you have done? The scales have to be balanced. Those things that you've done have to go back to you. Have to return to center. A lot of people feel as though, okay, if the spell work ain't gonna work on her, well, we may be able to send it in another direction towards somebody else. But you got to understand that when you come for me or come for somebody else, you're coming for your bloodline. You're having things sent to where your ancestors is going to be tangled up and mangled. People don't understand that not only hell got hellhounds, but purgatory got hounds. Heaven got hounds. When God says vengeance is his and hers, people don't understand that is karma. That is people not being able to use religion as a justification for their actions. You think that paying tithes is going to cover you going to heaven. You haven't earned the right to have your heaven. That's your insurance is your inheritance. Where if any man try to come against you, they will be struck down. A lot of people wondering why these things are going on in this world. All these wars and all these famines and all these destructions and sickness and ailments. That's because every country has a religion. And they don't practice what they preach. They try to shun people. They try to stunt people's growth. If people want to go on their own journey to heal, they are struck down by their own families because they want to move forward from traditions and heal. There's so many ways to heal, and people are so stuck in the old ways. But the thing is, they're stuck because they want to be stuck. See, they don't want to see the generations exceed expectations because they didn't do it for themselves. Now they're mad. But the thing is, they had ample opportunity. They had years to do the right thing. They had years to balance out their scales. But people choose to sacrifice their families under the pretenses of religion. You can't sit up here and use your children and use people's children as sacrifices because you want to balance out the scales and continue to do bullshit and foolishness and fuckery. A lot of people felt as though I wasn't going to exert leadership, exert my character, because they wanted to destroy my morality as a child. They wanted to pimp me out. They wanted to sell me, just like Joseph was sold into slavery because of his envious brothers. But we all know what happened when Joseph was sold into slavery. He was able to become king. He was able to accomplish so many things. And the thing is, they felt like they didn't need him then, but they had to understand that they needed him now. And a lot of people chose to use the Bible in a parabolistic way to try to deem what they were doing to me. That whole Bible, all the parables and biblicals, how Rahab was a prostitute, they wanted me to be used as an example. I gladly carried the cross. I gladly carried the burdens of other people because I knew why love was important. I didn't want people to feel how I felt. I want people to know how peace feels, sleeping, being able to lay down whenever and go to sleep and wake up replenished, and know even when people do wrong, you see right through it. I'm not worried about nothing because every time you lie to me, you lie to God. And that's another strike. People don't understand. I love karma. I cash in my wands and my pentacles and my cup and my sword for karma as above, so below. My tools, it's like going to school, being in preschool and elementary. They teach you how to, put your supplies away before you go out to do your little recreation and go to lunch. I always turn in my tools to God because that tells God I appreciate it. I don't need to walk around with my wand out. I don't need to walk around in a bully mentality. I know that I can walk around and be peaceful, be exerted, be exalted, be exonerated, because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. And people wonder why I smile. People wonder why I don't look like what I've been through. Because I know what I've been through, I wasn't responsible for. I did the best I could in any and every situation I went through. So those people that were having people and so many people to be in my life, now people are seeing that they need me. I don't need them. And I told people before I left, you're going to need me. I know the road. I know the route. I know the route. I know that God loves me. I know my ancestors love me. I know the universe loves me. I know the light and the dark appreciate me. Because I would gladly walk through hell and bring people out. Bring all the entities and deities out and show them unconditional love. I would gladly balance their scales. I would gladly heal their bloodlines. And the thing is, I would do it graciously because that is something that I love. That is something that I appreciate, being able to help. People don't want me help on the physical plane, but you got to understand that The universe is a vast place. So I can help in any dimension, any realm. And I will gladly go through those realms, even when I'm asleep, even when I'm sitting quietly, just deep in thought. I'm still working. I'm still on the clock, and I appreciate that, because people don't understand. As thing is, the only reason why this world is rotating is because I am alive. That's why all this money is coming in. People don't understand that my inheritance, all that money, old money, new money, as long as I'm alive, I'm supposed to get paid. Just by being a part of the existence, I'm supposed to get paid. And people don't realize that. That's why people wanted me not to wake up. People wanted me not to know who I am, where I came from. People don't understand the prior science. The Knights of Templar. People don't understand that is my bloodline. The bloodline of Jesus. The bloodline of the Grand Masters, the Ascended Masters. People heard about the Holy Grail. People want to understand why people can't go to Antarctica, because of the city of the crystals is under the ice. People don't understand why certain paths they don't want people to take, especially the chosen ones, because once we wake up, once we see what needs to be seen, we see everything. I told people I don't need to be in front of you to see what's going on, because God's going to show me. I can be deep in thought and see where I need to see. I know when to look in a direction, north, south, east, and west. Not only that, I know where to send my thoughts. I know how to flip the pages in my Akashic records just by my thoughts. People don't understand that. Still being able to sleep, I'm conscious. I'm able to still take in everything that's going on. I'm still able to answer to what needs to be answered to. People don't understand that I qualify for everything as above, so below. People don't understand that I have the keys to all the realms. Because I've earned them. I know how to use those keys wisely. Only thing I always asked God for was karma, the scales to be balanced. That's my whole contract. People just don't understand that. My contract was making sure I walked away. And those people that are a part of the Masons and the Eastern Stars, you fail to realize you should have asked more questions to those people you were taking these bribes and taking the money from for these 30 plus years while I've been here. You should have asked more questions. That's what people's problem is. They didn't ask questions. They were so focused on trying to accumulate resources that didn't belong to them. Everybody was anticipating my demise. But instead of my demise, they caused their own demise. People don't understand that the Masonic organizations in Eastern, they knew you couldn't complete the contract. Hell, they were waiting for me to walk away. They were watching the whole time, because as long as I'm here, they're watching. People talk about the shadow government. They're watching. The Galactic Federation, they're watching. People don't understand that I can call down any entities, any gods, goddesses, any divine, whether they're on a light or a dark, I could call them in. But I also can free their ancestors and their bloodlines. See, that's why you got to be careful with your intentions, especially your intended target. Everybody was on some target practice. Everybody was thinking, okay, if we can poison her and her food and her drink and her medicine, if we can do this on a physical scale, if we can destroy her mentally, if we can destroy her spiritually, if we can just destroy her we will begin somewhere. But guess where are you at now in your life? People don't understand that everything that they have done is a reflection of them. They just shown the whole universe truly how they felt. They shown their ancestors how they felt. Their ancestors left them. They don't claim them. They can't even tap in. They can't even contact God. The calls ain't even going to voicemail anymore. You just reached the wrong number. It's been disconnected because you've shown that when there was connection, you didn't appreciate the connection. I was the connection. I was the gift that kept on giving. Everybody wanted, to cause me to bury myself under pain and agony. You don't understand, as an empath, I can feel everything. People wanted me to have heart attacks and strokes, and when people's hearts or chests are having chest pains, I can feel that. I know something's about to happen to you. I can feel it on a scale when you're about to meet your demise, the Grim Reaper. But you done it to yourself. I can taste what you put in things. I know when people did spell work over anything I touch, anything I am given. I already know. But the thing is, I take it gracefully and graciously. I send karma as above, so below. And I consume it. Because you need to be taught a lesson. Your actions of trying to harm me has caused your pain, has caused your turmoil. People gotta understand they did it to themselves. Now that y'all are fallen angels, you're not welcome in heaven or hell. You're going to purgatory. And your ancestors are very unhappy with what you've done. Like I said, people that keep conjuring up entities and deities, you calling in my ancestors. People are seeing spirits, seeing my ancestors in their physical form, scared. Like, oh my God, what have we done? You know what you've done. You've been summoning them for 30 plus years. You've been taking out my ancestors for hundreds, for centuries, for millenniums. I've resurrected all of them because I have that option to resurrect all. So they walk all dimensions just like me. So you did it to yourself. So thank you.